This is your dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. Starting from humble beginnings, Nick has been beating the markets for over 2 decades. He shares with you his take on the profitable trades that will have you moving towards financial freedom in no time at all. To see an in-depth review of his track record and much more, go to inthemoneystocks.com. Welcome. This is your daily dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. I'm Kerry Lutz. Today is 1/22/21, and this is show number 193. Well, Nick, what's doing with the markets today?
Well, today we woke up to a pretty sizable gap down. Futures are down about 24, 25 points on the S&P 500, and then like always, light volume takes over around the lunchtime hour, and the markets have pushed back up. Right now, we're down across the board. I shouldn't say across the board. Actually, the Russell 2000 has just gone positive, but we're just down really, really small right now. The Dow is down about 0.3%. The Nasdaq is lowered by 0.1%, and then you have the S&P just down 0.2%. So, no real problems out here. Light volume and like I keep saying, light volume helps to keep a buoyant upside market, and that's still the case at this point in time.
Okay, so light volume, and when we start getting heavy volume, that's when we got to really buckle our seatbelts, isn't it?
That's right. You get a heavy volume reversal, you might look for a rock to hide behind, because that could be the shot across the bow in this frothy market. But right now, the party goes on, the markets continue to rally, and that's really where we are.
Yeah, so you should be prepared, though, because it's inevitable that we're going to get one of these heavy volume, high decline days, isn't it? And perhaps a trend.
Sure, you will get that at some point. Right now, the month of January is always very, very tricky. We also started earnings season. Today, we had some significant earnings from IBM, which is down about 10%. I just got out of a day trade with my trading group. We were struggling all day. We made some money, though, by the end here, and Intel is down pretty good today. Seagate Technologies, CSX, which is a leading railroad stock, that's down. So we see some earnings today on the weaker side. And, again, we're in the heart of earnings season right now. It really will kick in next week. We're going to get all of the big cap tech companies and others. So, right now we'll see how it plays out. But overall, when you look at the major indexes, they're hanging in there.
So the major indexes are hanging in, but the unemployment rate is going in the wrong direction, isn't it?
Yes. Yesterday we had the weekly initial claims report, and that was not very good. Again, 900,000 new weekly claims. So we'll see how that plays out. But that is definitely not a good sign at this stage of the so-called coronavirus recovery. Now, things could change. Hopefully they get better, but again, that's something we're going to watch closely going forward.
You got to wonder, like, these governors, are they ever going to reopen their states? I was talking to a friend of mine today in the UK. They are shut down for the next 3 months ahead.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when I see things like that, and I have a lot of people that I communicate with in the UK, also in Australia, the same thing. I've never seen anything like this. This is really terrifying. Most people should be very, 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 very afraid of what's happening around the world. We do not want that to happen here. And again, I can't figure it out for the life of me. But then again, maybe I can figure it out. Maybe it's maybe it's something more to it, a little bit more nefarious. But either way, this is what we're dealing with. And, until people wake up and they start to really see it for themselves, I mean, this is something we could be dealing with here before you know it.
Yeah, well, you never know, but our governor seems intent on not shutting down the state again, so we can only hope. I had Jim Rickards on Financial Survival Network last week, and we talked about these lockdowns. They've basically thrown the world into a depression, and they haven't done any good. That's the reality of the situation. But until our enlightened leadership figures that out for themselves or they start caring, who knows? Well, one thing and I'm sure you've seen Martin Armstrong writing about it, the call that the financial capital of the United States is going to shift from New York to Miami.
It seems that way. You have a lot of hedge funds. Goldman Sachs was the first. I saw Stephen Cohen's Point 72 also left New York. But honestly, you can't blame people for leaving. I just hope they keep their politics back up north and don't bring it down here to the south where I live and where you live. Um, but who wants to do business in that environment? Who would do business with a mayor like de Blasio? I mean, you got to be out of your mind to do business there. I saw the writing on the wall a long time ago when I left. And people laughed at me. I said, "You're in the wrong state. I'm leaving this place." And look where we are now in that place. And between the governor and the mayor, I don't really know which one is worse. Uh, they both speak out of both sides of their mouth, and it has only hurt business. But maybe that's what they want. I don't know what these guys want anymore. It's really disheartening to see the way New York has gone, and it's not just New York, but it's also Chicago, it's also Portland, it's San Francisco. I mean, the list goes on and on. We
LA,
could get into
Seattle,
them. Yeah, Minnesota. I mean, what do they all have in common? I think we could all figure that out.
yeah. Yeah, that's the truth. But who would have ever thought financial capital shifting from New York to Florida, and just the taxes alone, eventually any sound thinking company, business that doesn't have to be in New York is going to move where they're treated better, where they're welcomed, and where they're not taxed through the hilt.
Yeah, and think about this, Kerry. Think about how many people are fleeing California and going to Texas. I know so many people in Texas. They're saying, "Wow, we are being flooded with people from California," and it's the same exodus, right? The exodus is going on from California headed to Texas, New York. It's headed to Florida.
Yeah, yep, it's the truth. I think they said 5,000 people a day are moving to Florida, Nick. That is 35,000 people a week. Pretty soon, there's not going to be anybody left in the Northeast. I don't know where we're going to put all these new Floridians, though.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a bit of a challenge, but right now I have to say, when I drive down the road, I see nothing but moving trucks all over the place. I've never seen anything like this before.
Hey, and I came up with a good business idea. I'm not quite sure how to do it, but if you could figure out how to return all the U-Hauls back to where they're coming from, because right now the U-Hauls are all like in Florida and Texas, and they need them in New York and in New Jersey and Connecticut and California. So you need a way to bring them all back, tractor trailers or whatever, however you get them there. Maybe you do it on ships and you ship them back so you can get them all back there so then people can rent them. Somebody told me that they were moving out of New York and they called U-Haul because they wanted to get one the next day, and U-Haul told them, yeah, you can have one in 90 days.
Yeah, amazing. It's amazing what's going on, and people don't even realize it too. But New York City, I've never seen people flee the city that fast. I have relatives that live in New York City, all of the boroughs, in fact, and they can't wait to get out. So, I mean, I've never seen a place go downhill so quickly in my life.
Yeah. Hey, the next time you want to elect a communist mayor for your city, think about New York and the example it's been. Hey, we try not to get into politics here, but eventually all politics translates into economics, and that's what we're seeing now.
That is unfortunate. It's very unfortunate, but that is the case at the moment. But as for these markets, again, I just want to tell traders to just watch these charts. Charts will tell you everything you need to know, and I'm guiding my members each and every day as best I can. And we've had a great 2020, and we're looking to have a spectacular 2021.
All right, and that's all for the good, which is why you need to go over to inthemoneystocks.com. Take a look at Nick's trading record and other information that's available there. Make sure you take a look at the Twitter feeds, which are at ITMS, at Nick Santiago 01, at Kerry Lutz. Send us your emails to at kerrylutz.com. Nick, have a great weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday.
Thank you so much, Kerry. You have a great weekend as well.
And so concludes another episode of Daily Market Wisdom with Master Trader Nick Santiago. Be sure to go to his website, inthemoneystocks.com. Don't forget the Twitter feeds at ITMS and at NickSantiago01.